Hello friends, welcome to the VV Zone. My name is Kern, also known as the person who wants to do YouTube, but has the world's most worst is not a saying, has the worst posting schedule. If you know me, then you know that I adore Eevee. It's a very symbolic Pokemon, being able to represent every special type. Except Dragon. Now, if you don't know me, then your first impression of me is probably the fact that I currently have COVID. Yeah, my posting schedule is so inconsistent that I am posting a year later while having a virus. Going back to the subject of Eevee being symbolic, we will be talking about the first Eeveelution in Pokédex order, Vaporeon. I don't think I've heard people call Vaporeon symbolic, but there are some very interesting facts about this mermaid dog which made me see it this way, so I thought I would share with y'all today. In case you're wondering what I mean by symbolic, that'll be explained with each point I make, starting with, it's a mermaid. Shocker. In all seriousness, while creating this video, I was looking into the little details of each evolution, and when I looked into Vaporeon's Pokédex entries, I was surprised to see its relation to mermaid lore in the Pokemon world. Now obviously, Vaporeon is meant to look like a mermaid, or a mer-dog. But it has numerous Pokédex entries stating that it commonly gets confused with mermaids? What? Why are there Pokédex entries casually confirming the existence of mermaids in the Pokemon world? Mermaids aren't even Pokemon! Although, to be fair, there are plenty of examples of non-Pokemon creatures being in the Pokemon world. The folklore of mermaids was created from numerous tales by numerous mythologies. So how did mermaid lore end up in the Pokemon world if those same mythologies don't exist in the Pokemon world? Well, the reason Vaporeon is confused for a mermaid isn't just because it looks like one. As a matter of fact, Legends Arceus confirmed that the origins of mermaid folklore originates from Vaporeon, which is crazy because although practically every water type has aquatic-based lore, Vaporeon quite literally created the concept of a mermaid. Yeah, that's right, mermaids are real. So, with Vaporeon being a symbol of mermaids in the Pokemon universe out of the way, I would like to give my condolences to my fellow Primarina fans. The Pokédex doesn't even mention the fact that it's clearly a mermaid. Continuing with Vaporeon's Pokédex entries, we can also see how Vaporeon might be a great representative for the water type as a whole. The reason I bring this up is because in my previous video, I talked about how Sylveon is a perfect representation of the fairy type. And if you want to know how, then you should totally watch that video. After this one. Now, given that the water type has over 170 Pokemon, it's tricky to find one singular Pokemon to represent that type as a whole. But if I had to nominate a Pokemon for that position, it would have to be Vaporeon. Now, we just discussed Vaporeon being a mermaid, but it's more than that. It's water. No, really, it's just straight up water. There are multiple Pokédex entries that describe how Vaporeon has a cell structure that's similar to water molecules. What that means is if Vaporeon goes in the water, it melts. Wait, hold on. If Vaporeon turns invisible in the water, how did people manage to see it and confuse it for a mermaid? Guess we'll never know. But yeah, I feel like it's hard to give a wrong answer of what a good mascot would be for the water type, but I still think that Vaporeon would make a good mascot because not only is it an aquatic animal, but it's literally water. Speaking of water. Speaking of mascots, I have one more reason for why I believe Vaporeon is symbolic. Water Day. For those who are unaware, Japan has an official Water Day, which starts on August 1st and is the first day of what is called Water Week. I looked into the Water Day website and they celebrate it at the beginning of August because August is the hottest month in Japan, and to make more people aware of the importance of water resources and the fact that they are a finite source. Sure, saving water is cool, but you know what's cooler? The fact that Vaporeon is their mascot. That was a joke, please do not waste any water. And that's true, by the way. When Water Day became an official day in Japan, They chose Vaporeon as their mascot because it was apparently popular enough to spread awareness of the day. Lapras also represents Water Day, interestingly enough. As y'all know, I love Eevee and its Eeveelutions, so seeing Vaporeon play a role in saving water in the real world is really cool to see. We should totally have Water Day in other countries. This is the biggest example of Vaporeon being symbolic. Having Vaporeon represent Water Day was definitely the right move, and fair too, right? I mean, Vaporeon's made out of water, so if there's no water, then there's no Vaporeon. And those are my 3 big reasons of why Vaporeon is symbolic. However, Vaporeon is one of over 1,000 Pokemon, so there are definitely countless amounts of Pokemon who are symbolic for different reasons. What other Pokemon would you like to hear fun facts on? What Pokemon do you think is the best mascot for the water type? Let me know in the comments below, and of course, tell me what your favorite Eeveelution is. Until then, I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye!